Welcome back, everyone, to SIROWORLD 2016. I'm Dave Temple. Hey, you know, this has been a remarkable event.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like saying, really? So it's fun, too? No, I mean, seriously, Sirona, now Dentsply Sirona, always has a way to pull out the stops, and when you think they can't top that,
Right.
then they top it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, we're with Dr. Todd Ehrlich and Dr. Vasquez, and we got to talk about VITA, right? And let's just start with this. What do you like most about VITA Anamic IS?
Well,
This is your baby, right?
that's my topic. You know, I've been using Anamic IS already about 3 months, and one of the things that I like is the simplicity that we have with today's integration, full integration from my Galileo to my CEREC, and the easiness of how I mill and the preciseness of that material. I did a case. Normally, you do full cases, and it takes me less than 10 hours, full to start with that material. So it's yes, just listen.
Used to take 10 weeks.
No. Today, with the simplicity, let's get the patient in. We trim implant with Galileo's trim implant, the implant. We mill it, our guide, and then we bring this great material that it mills only in 10 minutes.
Wow.
We polish it, we deliver it, and it looks beautiful.
It's crazy.
It's a great material.
You know, we're always talking about technology and how dental has become the digital technology.
Yeah.
And, you know, as a key opinion leader, I had to slide that in.
I've made
there.
you laugh twice in 2 different panels, and you're the professional.
But you
I'm
know
just a
what?
dentist.
It's because but you know what? You're so fun to be around. What are your thoughts about VITA? I mean,
In VITA in general,
Yeah.
there isn't any company, even as big as Dentsply Sirona is, there isn't a company that has their logo in every dental practice in the entire world. Because everybody uses the VITA shade guide. VITA is well known throughout the entire planet. And so that gives them a unique perspective on what dentists need in different regions. So maybe in Europe they have a different need for something. In the United States, maybe they have something different. But what they've been able to do with one particular material, and we were talking about materials in the last panel. There are certain materials that satisfy many different requirements, right? But then they kind of spread out to where they're kind of maybe not the best, right? What they've done with an Anamic is they've taken ceramic and resin and fused them in a completely different way. So this is a completely new way of thinking about dental materials, and I think it could potentially be where dentistry goes. So imagine this, Daniel. Imagine we don't have to fire anything ever.
See the simplicity and how fast your staff gets used to that.
Yeah.
Because they get used to it. I have cases, and my patient goes, "Doc, this is an Anamic case." And what I like from that material, like you were saying, is the superstructure that it's made for. It doesn't break. I always compare like the California buildings. Those buildings they build them so they're safe for earthquakes. This one, it absorbs the forces, it disperses, amongst the tooth, and it never breaks. It's a material that I feel very comfortable and confident using in every single patient.
so you're saying your teeth will survive an earthquake, is what you're saying?
So you're
Yes.
You're a TV guy,
Yes.
Right.
You don't know much about dentistry, but you have bones, right?
Right.
Bones bend and flex as
Right.
you run. There's a dynamic. So your teeth have the exact same thing. As we chew and bite into things, they have to bend and flex. And
I never thought about that.
Well, bite into your teeth. You're going to feel them bend and flex.
Yeah.
You're going to feel that. And so one of the limitations for a lot of materials we've used in dentistry since dentistry has been around, they've either been too hard or they're too soft. And so Anamic has the same bend and flex as what teeth do. So when I take a certain type of restoration and put it in the core of that tooth, in the meat of that apple, right, in the apple core, it's going to bend and flex exactly like the rest of the tooth.
Wow.
So that has potential in a way that other materials do not have because they're either too hard or too stiff or they're too soft. So this, if VITA could take this even farther when it comes to cosmetic dentistry, and they're obviously doing this with implants, we could potentially get rid of a whole line of other products. I mean, this is, so you asked, where's dentistry going?
Yeah.
It could be through this block.
Wow.
That's dynamic. Now let's go back to the dynamic IS.
Right.
You know, we put an implant, and always with the integration of Dentsply Sirona, technology, we're able to put the crown just right in the middle of that implant. With the majority of implant systems and materials that we restored, we see some bone loss around that. With this material and the way the force into the whole implants is protecting the bone. So that's another, another good thing that I see about these implants.
Without getting too technical, why the bone loss?
Well, because sometimes the showing forces they're not dispersed evenly.
Okay, got it.
So your teeth, as you were moving them around in your head,
right?
I'll give you my card later. But so as you were doing that, implants
hold
can't
on.
do that.
He's moving to.
Oh yeah, he lives closer.
He's moving to La Jolla. So
that's right. You can see
I'll
him.
give you my card.
Okay.
So implants don't do that. Implants are fused to the bone. They have no give whatsoever. And so what's potential for the IS material, it could be the shock absorber for a system that we're hammering into it, biting on ice and food and things like that, whereas implants don't have the ability to do that currently. So that's another way this material could totally be used.
So you're saying that is the future, and you're saying, like all dentists, they want to invent something.
Yeah.
So maybe that's an Ehrlich design.
No. I just know how to do the little
Come
bars.
on,
That's it. No,
don't be modest.
No. Not whatsoever.
Okay.
No, in fact, the inventor, Dr. Giordano, is world renowned when it comes to material sciences. So this isn't just some made up stuff. I mean, it has great backing. Yeah.
I didn't assume that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got great backing?
Well, I mean, of history,
Meaning,
it just wasn't around like last year. So this has been in the works for a long time. Yeah.
It's been in the works, but in the market, it's been 3 years. I've been using it, 3 years consistently. I've done hundreds or thousands of restorations with great success. I do believe that dynamic IS and regular dynamic should be in the tools of every single dentist practice.
Excellent.
So really, when you look at the history of CEREC, VITA has been there from day one. So when CEREC was first launched, Sirona went to VITA, and that's what they were the initial blocks. So they've had the most history out of any different materials, and they still have their older materials are still great.
Yeah, the older materials, VITA Mark II.
Yeah.
As the 31st anniversary of CEREC, it was VITA Mark II was the first material to place in the patient's mouth.
Right.
So it's the 31st anniversary of Mark II.
Yeah. So when a doctor looks at long-term retrospective studies of CEREC, like if I'm going to buy CEREC and I need to know that this stuff works, all of those studies were based off VITA Mark II or VITA Mark I even from the 90s and everything. So it wasn't until the 2000s when other companies started getting involved. So they already have history in the milling CAD/CAM world, and as far as cosmetics go, I don't know about you, a VITA Trilux block.
For me, VITA Trilux Forte is a go for every single cosmetic case that I use in my practice.
Well, when I have to match a single central, which is in dentistry, that means that's the hardest thing to do in dentistry.
Right.
A VITA Trilux block has different levels to it. It has one little translucent zone. It could be the sweet spot of an incisal edge in all of CEREC, that one little stripe. And you put that edge right in there, because we can do this digitally. Matt, when we put that in, we make a natural halo. And I know you don't even know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Every dentist gets fascinated by this one little edge right here, this little gray thing.
The halo edge.
Yeah.
And
we can feel it easy.
Yep. Yeah. That's the hardest thing to duplicate, isn't it?
It is.
That's the thing that tells you that it's real.
That's right.
And when you have these blocks that they already, layered, where they come in different, color.
Right.
You can match more, and mimic Mother Nature. Yeah.
Days of the fake-looking replacements are done, kids.
No.
And so somebody that's looking to buy CEREC, let's say they're trying to fix one tooth.
Right.
Usually what happens is you send it to a lab, And then not only send it to the lab, the patient goes to the lab and they do what's called a custom shade. So the lab technician is looking at the patient, trying to figure out what's going on. And in the 18 different times that the patient goes back and forth to the lab, the patient becomes a ceramics expert.
Right.
And it never will be right after that. In our world, what's so great about it is we already have the ceramics in our hands. We mill them out. We can try one in, try the other one in. They like it. That's it.
This is the way we do it.
Yeah.
Look at very close to your line and go, this is the right one. Yes.
That's right.
The simplicity is so cool.
That's right.
Guys, thank you.
You're giddy. You're giddy.
I'm giddy with excitement. You guys are so good.
You're going to become such a great dentist.
I'm going. I should. Can I learn how to do what you guys do?
I'll be glad.
Well, you're the educator.
KOL.
KOL.
And the Cindy and Todd show. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Todd.
Yeah, right here, baby.
Pleasure.
All right. Bromance. Back with more Zero World 2016 after this.